I don't understand about language. All right. So before we begin, there are two things that we're going to do. Everybody. I see that they're prepared over there. In my seminars, you don't write nothing because you brought on what you're going to work with, your brain. If you have a belief that I need to write to remember, we're going to change that belief. So please stand up. All right. Put your phone in silence and put it in the last table over there. Everything. Even your water, you're going to use it in a while because we're going to be moving chairs. So the more uncomfortable you get, the more you change. Very simple. I'm comfortable, I'll change more. I don't want to change, I don't want to move. Very simple. Yeah, go ahead. It's okay. If this was a first class flight, Atlanta, Madrid, I bet you not even 1% will arrive late. So it's all about criteria. Accidents. Yeah. A lot of accidents don't happen when you have your priorities straight. I remember a person that told me a while ago, I have difficulty learning a new language. Which one are you learning? Is there like Italian? So what are you doing to learn Italian? Well, I signed up for class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And how is it? Well, it was good. The first day, it was a Monday. We had class. We talked a lot, only in Italian. And Wednesday, the professor didn't go. So I asked the person, what do you do? What did you do? I was like, well, a friend of mine that I met there, they told me, let's have a beer. So you went? Yeah, of course. I was like, imagine you rent a suite in the most luxurious hotel and you tell your spouse, hey, I bought very cool, sexy lingerie. I have this soundtrack that I want to have with you. We're going to get dinner delivered. We're going to get some wine. And suddenly, he doesn't appear. You get mad. He just gives you an excuse. You say, sure. So why didn't you go on Wednesday when the professor didn't go to the principal's office of the Language Institute and say, when I'm going to have my recovery class? At this age, you think that's stupid. No, that's congruent. Because supposedly you're paying to acquire some skills. And the person that was supposed to give you, because you're paying for hours of learning, didn't go. First thing in my mind is, when I'm going to get that recovery class, those 2 hours. So when you think about it, our two minds, and that's the purpose of this seminar, is not that when you hear after you leave here the word unconscious, you're not a zombie. Did you drive here? Yeah. How many times did you hit the brake? Exactly. Did you drive? The same question. Now with the gas. Exactly. Did you drive? Exactly. How many times did you hit the left signal? Why do you laugh? It's a very simple question.
That one I did once.
Good.
It was a straight shot and left.
Good. Ma'am, did you drive here? No? So you brush your teeth today.
Pardon?
You brush your teeth today. Right. Good. That's a good thing. So how many times did you brush the incisor teeth, the superior incisor teeth? I use faulty language. There's a scientific response for that. No fucking clue. And yet, you will never deny you did it. When a person is smoking, you see them outside talking because a client of them, right? Dan las instrucciones a las personas que lleguen, Poliana, que pongan todo atrás, celulares, tarjetas, todo. So when you see somebody out there smoking, or maybe they're here and they're like, oh, I got to take this call. One of my container, I have a container moving enterprise, got stuck by the police in Romania. Fuck it. and you see them outside and they smoke, you count them, 6 cigarettes, Marlboro. I was brought up with a Marlboro man. And you see them there and you count them. Do you think when they return, they will know how many cigars or cigarettes they smoked? No. And that's a beautiful thing because the only part of our brain that has a category for a bad thing or a good thing is our unconscious mind. Our conscious mind. If I tell you, do you think smoking? I'm not talking about pot, I'm not talking about LSD. I'm talking about anything that it shouldn't be in your body. Is a good thing? You have 2 fingers of a forehead, you'll say no. When somebody starts biting their nails, they see something, they bite it. That first action in your life, that first time in anything, we have millions and trillions of neurons. In the beginning, we only thought that we were born with an amount of neurons and then they died along the way. If you drank, they died quicker. Now, we learned that in the hippocampus, we have neurogenesis. Blackberries, sex, high impact sports, you create more neurons. At the beginning, in 1967, 68, before that Olympics, how many do you think there were that we can count? At least 10 or 12. And nobody ran the princess event, 100 meters, in less than 10 seconds. It took one person, Jim Haynes, to run the 100 meters in less than 10 seconds. 9.98. Before, nobody had done it. That same year, 27 people did it. So a lot of people say, well, this is like a biblical thing. So you have to see it to believe it. No. It's our brain, how it works. And in this seminar, we have people that have been studying how our brain works. It's not our mind. It's not about our past. Oh, I'm afraid of dogs because you know exactly why you are afraid. You know exactly why you have a phobia for anything. You know exactly what gets you anxious, what depresses you. And you master it. Repetition is mastery. So the purpose of this seminar is that you are not going to understand nothing. People are like, you're offending me. No, I don't want you to understand. You don't need to know how many muscles it takes for you to walk. And yet, you learn how. Understanding is your kids in a couch, 5, 6 years, never been to a swimming pool, and there's somebody in the University of YouTube teaching how to swim. And they can even ask questions. And they answer them. Do you understand? Yeah, I understood. So at the end of the course, guess what? They get a diploma. You know how to swim. Understanding and learning are 2 completely different things. Because you learn when you engage in the behavior. How many years did you spend in the backseat of your family's car? A lot. And then you were old enough so you can be a co-pilot. And suddenly that day arrived in which you sat down in the pilot seat. In that precious moment in which you start the engine with a clutch, without a clutch, and you hit the gas with the brakes and you almost killed somebody only in 3 yards, you realize that all that understanding didn't help you for shit. Understanding is the input of the information. And our brain is a beautiful machine that has done everything that you have taught it, whether you know about it or not. When my kids are outside with me, it starts raining. I live at Orlando at the moment. The first thing they say, oh, Dad, the rain is healthy. And you see neighbors looking at us like, I don't know, we're aliens. But not aliens from Mexico, aliens, from otherwhere, right? And I don't know, I don't understand. I spent 2 years doing the right thing for my visa. And just 1 year ago, I got my social, I got my driver's permit. I've been paying taxes for a year. Now you cross the border and now you're a citizen, you can vote. I'm like, fuck, I would have saved a lot of time. But anyway, strategies, strategies, strategies. So when they're saying that the rain is healthy, a lot of people look at us strange because a lot of you maybe when you were growing up heard that get inside the training, you're going to get sick. If that was true, none of us will be here. Before caves, where were we? Under a leaf? So this seminar is not about challenging beliefs because I've seen a lot. Believe me, I've been in this business for more than 10 years, and I see a lot of people now breaking boards. Write all your beliefs, limiting belief. And suddenly they break it. They're, the next day, they cannot get in an elevator. They still have debt. So understanding your problem actually doesn't change nothing. You can understand how the gym guy that you pay, the trainer say, all right, you want to develop triceps? All right, breathe. So ATP goes into your body, energy, and then squeeze and exhale. You're like, yeah, oh, good. Yeah, I understand. And you go. And you don't go into a month. After a month, you come and you complain to the trainer. Hey, look at my arm. I say goodbye, everything moves. Our brain is beautiful. And understanding in the last 17, 20 years has been what a lot of people want to sell you. Changing needs for you to engage in the behavior. So we have two minds, two beautiful minds. And the first one is where you're aware of. You're aware of my yellow handkerchief. You're aware now of your butt on the chair. With your peripheral vision, you're aware of the chart and the trance chair. Right now, you're aware of what you're smelling and the taste, whatever it is that you have in your mouth. So before I said your five senses, you were aware also, unconsciously. Or you had anesthesia on your butt. You were looking only like this. What's the name of that for the horses? Blinders, exactly. And you're aware also of the music behind you since you entered. So where you put your attention is your conscious mind. So we have five senses. If you have four, you have four. You have three, like Helen Keller, you have three. And where you put your focus is where your conscious is. Like Dr. Bowler says, a flashlight in a cave. You can only be aware of where the light hits. But there's a lot of things out there also. So the purpose of the seminar is that everything that you're going to see in these four boxes is where you at right now based on what you do consciously or unconsciously. The time that, by the way, do you know how to say in Russian, I am hungry, I would like a sausage? So now you became aware that you didn't know. So before you didn't even know that you knew. So what I'm going to teach you is how our both mind works. Right now, when I ask you, you didn't know that you didn't know. So you were unconscious, incompetent with an I, So you were unconscious, incompetent. You didn't know, you didn't know. Once you realize that now you're conscious that you don't know, so now you are conscious, incompetent. I know now that I don't know how to say that in Russian. And then you choose something that you want to learn, maybe consciously or unconsciously. Don't go in the rain because it's going to get you sick. So you hear that, you don't know if it's true or not. The thing is that if somebody with an authority figure tells you that, you'll believe it. So when you start driving, let's start with motor examples. So in our four frontal lobes, where conscious is, like things that disgust you, are interfrontal lobes. How many of you know people that cannot grab the fries with their hands because they're like, ugh. Or they cannot grab any food with their hands because it's icky? Yeah. And as soon as they have 3 or 4 wines, they grab it. People that are learning a language and they have 3 or 4 wines and they're like talking like they're a politician of that country. So what happened with our information? Where was it? It was always there. So being shy is a conscious engagement. So driving, right? Driving. So you begin to drive. One thing to keep in mind, everything that we're going to talk here and you're going to do, because actually this is a seminar, you do things. This is a training. It's not like, oh, watch me how to do. No, you're going to do that. And we have people that are going to do things with you. It's about you having an experience. It's stupid to go to a movie if somebody says they didn't like it. Completely stupid. Don't eat that apple from that tree unless it's rotten. It's a matter of experience. So when you begin the first time to grab the wheel and you start gas, clutch, that very first time, a lot of millions of neurons that you have in your brain go to the frontal lobes. And you begin, if you remember how the neurons are, right? Yeah. Millions and millions of neurons begin to gather up so you can have this experience. And each time you practice, more neurons come in. But at the moment that you're learning something, for example, a motor skill, how do you feel? You can be very motivated, extremely motivated, but you still are incompetent. So you're a very incompetent, motivated person, which is dangerous. Like a brain surgeon. I've never done surgery on a brain, but I'll try it. I'm motivated. You need the skills. That's why we train. So each time you're practicing, you need to be aware. Which mind is where you put your awareness? Our conscious mind. Of everything that you're doing. That's why don't speak. Turn off the radio, open the window, and you haven't even started the engine. Because you're collapsing the mind that uses more energy, and it's give or take 30,000 times slower than the other one. Because you can still hear the music in the background while you were listening to me simultaneously. And your other 4 senses are still working perfectly. So the more you practice, the more neurons gather up in this skill. Let's put it driving. And suddenly something happens. I'm driving. I have my wife here, my baby in the back. My wife is like, what do you want to eat? I was like, I don't know, we could have a pizza or maybe sushi. Which mind had to engage in her question and search for the answer? Hey, this is not school. -1. You fuck up, you laugh, and you continue on. Very simple. That's how education should be. Education is about learning through experience. You fuck up, you smile, search another way. When you succeed, that's good. That's why when we teach children and we have practitioners, remember this color? What is this color when you were in school? I know it was green. Good or bad? In your grades, they're green. Verde, somebody said. All right, how about this one? Anxiety. How about the blue one? Blue and green? They're like great, right? So when we teach practitioners, they're teachers, regular teachers, but they study NLP, they only put the green answers. And the ones that are incorrect, they leave them without a mark. So their mind says, so let me see this again, but without a bad anchor, without a bad engagement with that color. Makes sense? Because you just see it again. If you're playing basketball, you're hitting free throws, and each time that you make it, people clap, and when you make it, nobody says nothing, you want the clap. This clap. And then you're shooting, and you miss one, and people boo. So then you're more worried about the boo than people clapping. So our brain is always searching in a direction that they want to avoid or they want to go towards too. So in the moment that you're practicing, you're becoming conscious, competent, because you're practicing. You're practicing a skill. You're practicing 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. And after, give or take, when you do it by yourself with somebody, but a manual thing, after 3 weeks, my wife asked me, what are you going? Which mind had to listen to her? Unconscious or conscious? Where did the flashlight go? Exactly. Where did I have to go to search for the answer? Unconsciously, or I have to be aware of the answer? What do you think? Good. You? Fuck it. Say what are we think? Unconscious? What about you? Conscious. Because if I ask you, do you remember how you went through the stairs? Even though you have your eyes open, you're inside, consciously searching for the information. If I ask you, you're about to enter into your house, and you have the door, and which side is the doorknob? Answer me. Exactly. You have your eyes open, but grab it. Grab it. Grab it. Grab it. Exactly. Left side? Exactly. You? Left or right? Right. All right. What's left? This one. Left. Good. So even though that you're watching me, inside of your mind, you're also watching things. Do you remember the bell in your school, in high school? How it sounded? Remember mom and dad when they called you for supper? When they called you for supper and you were late? Tell me a smell that sends you to your grandmother's house. A smell. Apple pie. How about you? Perfume. Biscuits. What? Which?
Spinach pie.
Okay. Good. Cookies. Hazelnut. Cake. Apple pie. Roses. Mariani's. Beans. How about you, ma'am?
I don't know. Honestly, I have no smell in my memory associated with my grandmother.
All right. Your mother when you were small. The oven. Something that cooked that you were like, ooh. Good. You, ma'am. Her perfume. Over there? Over there? You had what? COVID for 40 years? No? Mom? Mom kitchen? Did you have a dog when you were small?
Yes.
Remember when you washed them? The smell? How does a baby smell?
Very good.
So you have one. All right, good. How about you, man? Cookies. Good. Mine was Torta. Simple cake, vanilla, butter, flour, a little bit of eggs. That's it. Simple, simple, simple cookie. So when you were searching for the answer, you still had your eyes open, and yet you were inside of your mind. Who was burned with a match or a red stove? Yeah? Do you remember it? Exactly. But you're here. If you're in front of your door of your house, you open it, right? You open it. What do you have here in front of you? No, she. Yeah.
There's a rug and columns.
What's here?
The columns over here, and windows over there, and rugs
Okay.
over here. There's a light,
All right. What color? Is it a lamp or just a light like this?
light like that.
Okay. This type of light or a yellow one?
Yeah, it's got a glow.
All right. Good. Same question for everybody. You open the door. Tell me, what do you see? To the right, to the left, in front of you, thou, and you still have your eyes open. Think of an animal that scares you or it's disgusting. You got it? Exactly. What size is the animal in real life? What's yours? A rat. You're talking about your ex-husband? All right. What size is a rat in normal life? Close your eyes and show me the picture that you had at the beginning when I said the rat. Exactly. A New York rat. Yeah? Good. So once you begin practicing, there comes a moment in which the magic happens. Our brain is designed for a lot of things. And today we're going to cover only the two basic ones. First, save energy. Very simple. Save energy. People that eat sugar, 70% of what you eat in sugar, your brain uses it as fuel. People that don't eat sugar, that are in ketones and all that, 70% of that energy goes to the brain. So our brain, in this evolution, has learned how to save energy. So when my wife asked me, and I looked at her and looked at the road, and I said, I don't know, it maybe be pizza or, sushi also. My conscious mind had to listen to her question, go inside consciously, and search for the answer. What would you like to have tonight for dinner or tomorrow for breakfast? You're going inside of your mind, even though you still are hearing the music, feeling your ass on the chair, looking at me, tasting what you're tasting in your mouth, and smelling what you're smelling. Our senses never shut down. What shuts down is our conscious mind. So when I did this, look at me. Well, it could be pizza or maybe sushi. Which mind did this? Did the shift? What do you say? What? Conscious mind, you? Unconscious? Say, I'm a woman. Okay, now say unconscious like you're a woman. All right, now I believe you. Exactly. Because now you're unconscious? No, with a you. Exactly. Thank you. Alicia and me are good in English. I ask her. She corrects me. So now you become unconscious competent. Very simple. Permíteme una servilleta, por favor. So what's the difference when you see something outside of your nail and do this? The first time, what happens? Neurons start building a cortical pathway, the first experience, frontal lobe. It could pass 3 weeks or 1 hour. Oh, fuck. What's this? Second time, more neurons. Third time, 4th time, 5 times. What are you doing? What is this? Practice. This is practice. Mundane, simple language. This is practice. Thank you.
Wait.
No, it's okay.
Try.
Okay, good. I'll have the, yeah, good. Thank you. So this is practice. And then the person is watching TV. I saw the day before yesterday, The Exorcist of the Pope with Russell Crowe. I love horror films. I enjoy getting scared. So I don't like to watch horror films with my wife because she laughs. She sees The Exorcist and she laughs. It's like, you're the worst person to see horror movies. So I go into the living room, turn everything off, full volume. I jump and I enjoy my movies. Like you watch a basketball game, you put all into it. So imagine that person that practiced for a while, right? 2 or 3 weeks, give or take. We're talking about motor, okay, training. And suddenly he's watching the movie and does this. Oh, fuck, he's gonna die. Where's his conscious mind or her conscious mind? In the movie. Which mind put his finger in his mouth? You become a master of any behavior that you engage. How about chopsticks? You know how to use them? Yeah? Remember you know? No? Not yet. It's like,
I tried.
you need a better teacher. So remember the first time you tried the chopsticks? How did you feel? Like you had arthritis or some shit, right? You're like, ugh. Now you're talking, a rice goes to the dish, you're like, oh yeah, the other day, like nothing happened. And before, you were completely incompetent. Words are just words, depending on the context. I manipulate my clients. That's a bad thing. I have a 17-year-old boy. I have an 8-year-old girl, Sabrina, 6-year-old Alfredo, and Ivar. He's 3 weeks. No, 1 month and 3 weeks. Yeah. And it's a cool thing being a father again for the 4th time, because when you see my kids, they eat with their left hand, even though they're right dominant. I put them challenges. So if you learn how to do this, play checkers, I'm gonna teach you how to use the chopsticks, which both in a 6 and 8-year-old kid, it's not fun, to tell you the truth, but you trick them. And when my wife is breastfeeding Ivar, which is the only thing we give him, and this breast runs out of milk, she manipulates the kid to the other breast. Manipulate, what does it mean? Move one thing to another. Move. Comes from the Latin, mano, hand. Manipular. Use your hand to move one thing from one place to another. So when that person grabs a cigarette for the first time, doesn't matter the reason. Normally it's stupid. Let's face it. You want to impress the girl, or you're in the group. It was the first. What happened? Even though you coughed. What happened? Beautiful. You started to build a cortical pathway. And there, yeah, give me another one. Yeah. And then, oh, we're in a party. So alcohol dilates your lungs. So you want to smoke even more because you want to breathe even more profound or deeper. And then the girlfriend or the boyfriend, let's say that you started smoking because of her or him, you have sex and they light up a cigarette. So you, what? Light up a cigarette. And then you're that guy out there that in an hour talking to a lawyer smokes 6 or 7. Does he know how many times he hit the brake? I'm sorry. Does he know how many times he smoked a cigarette? No. You practice something, but at the beginning, consciously, you have to be aware of it. What sport did you do when you were young? When you were young? Doesn't matter how young. Did you enjoy it in school? Kicking ball, volleyball, whatever. Good. All right, good, good. Your stands and all that. You? Yeah. What? Kickball. You kick people with the ball. Kick them with the ball. All right, you.
Track.
Oh, track and field. Good. Did you smell the ball? All right, good. Basketball. Oh, you're one of mine. How about you, ma'am? Track.
Field hockey.
Field hockey.
Shooting.
Shooting. I believe you. How about you? Baseball. Dance. Soccer. Skate. So, do you remember when you started your sport, the basic drills, the stands, or anything? How did you feel? You could be very motivated, but you were very highly incompetent motivated because you didn't have the cortical pathway with that skill. Either in 2 years, you're going to grab his hand, even though we're going to brush his teeth, you're going to grab his hand and you're going to guide him. Why? Because he doesn't have the cortical pathway of brushing your teeth like she does. That she brushed her teeth this morning and she didn't know how many times the central incisives were brushed, or the lateral ones. And the brain also loves feeling good. Because in what I do, NLP, there are only 2 states. A bad state and a positive state. Very simple. You got a positive state or a bad state. Give me a good state, or emotions, like people out there say. Give me a good state. Good. Excited? You do know. Unconsciously. You. Ecstatic? Passionate? You do. What's your first language?
Spanish.
Muy bien. Feliz en inglés? Happy? Happy? How about you? Grateful. Now, this is funny because now I'm going to change. Give me a bad state.
Anger. Terrible. Worried. Hatred. Sad.
You see, you knew that before I even asked you that the good stuff. That gives it away what you practice more. All right, how about you? Anxious? Rage. Fear.
Sad.
Sad. Bad state.
Confused. I don't know.
Confused. But confusion could be curious, right? Confused could be curious. Give me a bad one. Like something like that. Scared? Yeah? How about you?
I was gonna say fear.
Fear. You see? I saw your picture. What did you see? Did you see something before saying fear? Exactly, that thing. What? You saw yourself like this, or you saw something that gives you fear?
Saw something that you.
Yeah, right here. What are you seeing? Close your eyes. You're still here, where my hand is. What is it?
I was thinking about riding my horses.
It's good, but you're seeing the picture over there, right? All right, good. So when we practice and then you master something, like nail biting, driving, in soccer, how many times did you practice a corner kick this side? So you practice timing, jumping, and hitting the ball, and then the other way. The ball comes here, you jump, bah. How about you? When they throw you up, maybe do a reverse something, and then land with your feet straight without twisting your ankle. And you master it, and when your state is positive, how well is your performance? Think of something that you do as a behavior like what you said, running, cutting something, anything, grabbing the sushi chopsticks, and you are in a great state, a positive state, how well is your performance? It's as high as your skills are. So if you develop skills in whatever sport, all right, here, when you're in a positive state, so you fulfill your training. Think about something that involves only a motor function, like the sport that you do, or driving, or dancing, or whatever, and you're in a negative state. How well is your performance? Shrinks down. So it doesn't matter how many fucking hours you put into the work to put this level of skills. When you are in a negative state, you release neuroinhibitors, or like the president of the society says, neuroinhibitors. And your brain freezes and you don't perform as well. I have a lot of Olympic athletes, and they all know that normally, unless you're, I don't know, Usain Bolt or Michael Phelps, you're an animal, a completely different breed that you win like alone. The difference normally between gold and silver is a thought. Your performance goes down, or goes accordingly or congruently with all the hours that you put on the work. Very simple. So let's do our first exercise. And put your both feet on the ground, please. Both feet on the ground. Mm-hmm. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you, right? Good. I'm going to ask you to listen to the music in the back. Take a deep breath through your mouth. Hold it. Close your eyes. And let the air out. Close your eyes. Now breathe deeply through your nose and let it out through your mouth. That's it. Just breathe. And notice how the air comes in your body at one temperature and goes out in a different one. Because the more you breathe, the more you can begin to use one of the most beautiful words that if you hear it, like it feels like it's magic for your body. And the word is soften. With each deep breath, you can begin to soften that space between your eyebrows. And you can notice how one thigh is more relaxed than the other arm. So in the next time that you exhale, let gravity do its job and drop just a little bit more your shoulders. That's it. And the more you breathe, the more you can begin to soften your left foot and your right index finger. Because as you hear the music in the background, you can still hear yourself breathe and relax even more. I want you to go back the last time you were at the beach. And I'm going to ask you very simple questions. And you're going to respond them inside of your mind. What you're seeing is a movie with movement, or is a still photograph? Is it in color or black and white? Is it bigger than life, or is it life size? Is it smaller like a cinema, a TV, or the screen of a cell phone? Is it crisp and high resolution, or it's a little bit blurry? Is it color or black and white? This one is awesome. Are you inside the image so you can look through your eyes? Or you are outside of the image and you can look at yourself? Is there sounds? If there are they from the left, the right, the back, the front? With your tactile senses, do you feel temperature, pressure, warmth? Is there a smell or different smells? Is there a taste or different tastes? Now, I want you to go back to your birthday or 2020. There we go. Is it color or black and white? Is it in high definition or is it blurry? Is it life size, bigger than life, like a movie screen, TV, cell phone? Are you inside the image or are you outside and you can look at yourself? Beautiful. Is it a movie with movement or it's a still photograph? Does it have sound? Where does it come from? The left, the right, the back, the front, all over, up, down? How about with your skin? Temperature, pressure? Is there a smell? Is there some taste? And now, go for Thanksgiving of this year. Do you see something? Do you hear something? With your skin, do you feel something? Do you taste something? Do you smell something? Take a deep breath in. Feel your feet touching the floor. Take a deep breath in and open your eyes. Good. Tell the person beside you, where are you born? Which city? Come on. Person beside you. Good. All right. So, very simple. Tugu-tugu-tung, tugu-tugu-tung. Simple question. Where were we before? Where did we start? Where? No. Where did we go before? The first trip. The beach. The last time you were in the beach. Remember, one thing. My students that are psychologists, psychiatrists, will find a reason for your answer. That's why you master going through therapy for 15 years. It's very simple. I have people here that have seen how, with what we do in one session, one follow-up, things happen. But at the beginning, margarine in the 90s, remember, was the best, the most healthiest thing that there was. Remember the 90s? Margarine. Margarine. Thank you. Correct me if I say something weird. Good. So it was the best. And now we use margarine if a door squeaks. Boing, because it's poison. There are still people that do the two types of cholesterol. an exam that started in 1963, give or take, or 73. Today we know we have 27, and they move around. So there are people that still believe that you cannot run underneath or under the 10-second mark, the 100 meters, and there are millions of people that have done it. So the answer that you give me is just how, by the way, how does your brain store everything? Every single thing since you were born. Fuck up and we smile. Just answer. How does it store it? What? Core memories. It's an interesting phrase. Pictures. In pictures and thought, but where is that? Where is that? Where is that? In your brain. So I can cut your brain and grab the image or grab a core memory. No? Where is it? What did we have here? Neurons. You have millions and millions of cortical pathways with memories, with skills. Do you remember the first telephone number that you had? Good. If you don't, you have on top of the first one, the one that came after that, and after that. And if I ask you, give you your phone number, you'll spit it out. So memory is actually a way of encoding information in the easiest way, so when you need it, you can retrieve it. People say, I have bad memory. I have a bad memory, unless they have Alzheimer's or something like that. It's like, so you have a bad memory. So how many times do you remember that you forgot something? Which is paradoxical. Because memory also is a skill. So we went to the beach. Color, the image. Was color? Yeah, this is color. I'm very good at my job, but I have never, ever guessed nothing. People pay people that say the future, fortune tellers. In my country, and then I found out that here is the same thing. All the fortune tellers live in the shitty houses that you can imagine. If I was a fortune teller, I would tell myself, where am I going to buy the lotto each fucking month? I'll be filthy rich. So if they cannot tell me that, then I don't believe it. It's very simple. Well, but it's a way of, no. If I tell you, tomorrow you're going to have a phone call, it's going to change your day. So they can tell her, hey, your car was, the police grabbed it, it was badly parked, or, hey, by the way, somebody died and left you $100 million. Either way, good or bad, it changed you. Or, hey, you forgot to pick up your dry cleaning. And you're, oh my God, thank you so much. Because if you put your conscious mind to what somebody tells you that's going to happen, then your brain is going to start searching for that. And that flashlight is going to be there until you fulfill the prophecy that they told you. So you give them the credit. So tomorrow, you are also going to receive an important phone call. All right? So, color. All right, who had it black and white? In the beach. Black and white? All right, good. Still picture, like a photo. You? What does this mean? That she is caught in her past. She cannot move on. Those are my students, psychologists, psychiatrists, therapists. You're stuck in your past. Maybe you're stuck in the womb. We're going to send you to a big vagina so you can rebirth. Yeah? You heard that one before, right? All right. So what does that mean? That cortical pathway was engraved in black and white. Very simple. It's very simple. The meaning is what psychology is designed to do. If you have a pain in your back, where do you go normally? Or you could go to a doctor. And the doctor will say, fuck it, go to a traumatologist. And the traumatologist will say, let's get some x-rays and MRIs. And suddenly you have two vertebrae like this, which is called a herniated disc, right? The pressure gives you back pain. And then depending on the doctor, he'll say, you're overweight. You need to lose weight. You're very stiff. Go to yoga for a month. Let me come. Let me know. Go and swim. But the pain, what is the pain actually? The pain is what? A symptom. Based on the symptom, you want to categorize what people have. So if you cough, I'm going to give you a flu shot or a COVID shot. Maybe you just cough because you have kids. Friday they started school and they brought a lot of weird shit to their house. So you have COVID plus 7 types of flu, and maybe it's the flowers outside. So it's the symptom, or I don't know. And then if it's life size or bigger than life, which one? Life size. Who had it bigger than life? All right. What does this mean? That they remember their life better than you? No, it means that it was bigger than life. It's very simple. Very simple. How about movie screen? TV? Cell phone. All right, good. This one is very, very important for you because when we're going to start doing the exercise, you're going to find out what stupid shit you have been doing without knowing that you mastered and practiced. All right? Look at your hands right now. All right. You are inside the picture because you are inside. You can see through your eyes. All right? Who was inside the image? Who can see? All right, good. Who was outside looking at themselves? All right, point. Close your eyes. Where do you see yourself? Point. All right, good. That's it. Who else? You. Where are you? All right, good. How about you're inside? All right, very cool. So then I ask you, lower your hands. Thank you. They're like, and the Lord will come. Yeah. All right, I'll send you my checkbook. All right. And then you go and ask, right, if it had sound. Who had sound? All right. Let's look at them with the answer. Where was the sound coming from? Show me. All right, good. Who had it? Oh, right, that way. How about you? You were deaf? All right, you were deaf in the beach. Okay, the beach. All right, how about you? All right, how about you? You. All right, good. No, it's okay. What does this mean that she didn't have sound? That in that cortical pathway that has that memory, there is no sound recorded. Simple as that. There's nothing wrong with your machine. You have kids? One, you remember when they cried when he was young or she was young? Exactly. Simple question, simple answer. Sound? No? Sound? Yeah, from where? Show me. Show me with your hands. Where's the sound coming from? Exactly. You're inside, you're showing me. Very simple. You have done this all of your life. Now you're going to get a use for it with purpose. All right? Then I ask you kinesthetically, senses, the temperature, pressure of something, the sand, whatever, what? You, insensible, this row, insensible. How about you? Sensible, you, what?
Just the sun shining.
Okay, the sun, but it was the heat of the sun. All right, how about you, ma'am? You were in the beach with her? All right, good. All right, good. So it was the sensation of the sun, the heat. All right, how about you? The sand and the water. Did you feel the okay? And can you remember the water moving you like this?
Yeah, I was just standing in the edge.
Okay, very good. How about you?
I was laying on the sand.
Oh, so you feel the sand over there? Yeah. The what? Okay. Over there?
I'd say the sun.
In the sun.
Yeah.
That's a long way to go.
I feel the sun.
Icarus, I'll call you. All right. Then some smell. Smell? Nothing? Nothing? Yes? What?
Yes.
What?
Salt air.
Salt? Yeah. Yodo from the grain. Yeah, and the sea. How about you? You? Sunscreen? How about you?
Fish.
You?
Fish, like tanning oil.
Tanning oil? Fish? You?
Hawaiian topic.
What?
Hawaiian
Hawaiian tropic? Over there? Salty? Salty? I remember my scotch with coconut water, but the smell of the scotch, kind of like acid. And then taste.
Salty.
Salty? Salty? All right, no, it's good. It's good. And then we went to your birthday last year. All right? Who had a still movie picture? You didn't? You need to heal your interior child. I love those terms. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. Let me finish the seminar, you understand. All right? And you will learn, actually. All right, so you don't remember nothing. All right, good. You know what that means? That you don't remember nothing. It's very simple. Very simple. You. Color, black and white. Color. Who has in black and white? What were you drinking? No? All right. Life size or bigger than life? Nobody? Life size? Movie screen. TV. Cell phone. All right. Who's inside the picture? Who's outside looking at themselves? You? You? Or you were just moving your...
Oh, yeah.
All right. All right. I'm aware of the things. I'm aware of things. All right. So then sounds. Who had sounds? Where? Show me. Just show me. From this side, this side. All right. Kinesthetically. Who remembers something? What?
The AC was down. So
The AC was down. All right. Fuck. You.
I was eating.
All right. Good. I remember hugging my kids. Yeah. That kind of thing. All right. Then smell. Yeah. I remember hair. Alfredo leaned down. He has his hair like this, long, and the candle got a little bit, so it burned hair. But it's not a big deal. 2 hairs. That's it. But that's burning hair. I still remember it. And then taste. What? Food. Yeah.
What was it?
Fish. Food. Taste. How about here? Cake? Nothing? All right, then. And then I told you, go to this Thanksgiving. Who saw something? Just like this. All right. Who didn't? So I have to pick on my students. So if you didn't see nothing, are you planning to commit suicide? Because you don't have nothing to live for in the future. I like to give stupid explanations to things that just are simple. If you haven't planned shit, how are you going to see it? See yourself with a Patek Philippe. A Patek Philippe. Doesn't matter. See yourself in a now airspace traveling thing, like American Airlines, and now you're around in space. So if you don't see it here, how the fuck does your mind gonna know where you're aiming at? When you go to a gun range, you like guns or no, you need to have a target. Very simple. No target, you shoot everything but nothing that you want. Maybe an accident, mother-in-law, something. So we have 5 senses. Visual, auditory, kinesthetic, which what we explored is the sensations, which is the sense, then olfactory and gustatory. Now, I want you to, with your eyes open, think of a great memory of something that you did in which there's no other way that I can say, I'm a sportsman, that you can say, I was fucking awesome. Something that you did that you, in your words, you're like, fuck, I'm awesome. Something that you accomplished. Think of it. All right? No, not that one. A better one. She's like, no, a better one. A better one. Think one that gives you goosebumps. That one. A better one. Yeah, maybe. No. Better than that? All right, good. All right. So this is 0. Do like this. This is 0. Say 0. Do because you need to see yourself. This is 0 and this is 10. All right? This is the feeling thermometer. So give me a size as a number for this emotion that you're remembering. A number and a size. You. 10. 10. 10. 10. Feel it and just give me a number.
6.
6. All right.
Maybe.
Show me an 8. 10. 10. 9. 10. 10.
9. 10.
All right, good. Now, think of a bad memory. You know I was going there. And same thing. 0, 10.
0.
Doesn't give you nothing. Bad memory. Piensa en algo que te hace sentir mal, que un recuerdo, y cuánto te hace sentir. Show me 10. All right, let me get this straight. Your first emotion was 10 also, right? And the good thing. And then for the bad thing, it's not 10, it's like 60. Our unconscious mind talks about through 2 languages. We have 3. Verbal language, the word, and then the thing around the word is what gives it meaning. Your tonality and your facial expressions and your body language. So I can say, I'm very happy. I have ecstasy with you here. If you read the transcript of the seminar, you're like, would you imagine that I was with this tone of voice and this face and this body posture? No, right? Those are the words. Your tonality and your facial expressions and your body language is what gives you meaning. Dr. Brownler always says, a man asks you out. Do you want to go out with me? You're like, yeah. He said, yeah. Yeah? Yes. Is that a yes or a no? Give me a kiss. No. Give me a kiss. No. Is that a yes or a no?
Hard to tell.
Exactly. But you're seeing too much SUV Law and Order things. When we were innocent, we were 13. Exactly. That's maybe more a yes than a no. But that's the whole point. So when you're learning how your brain encodes information, right? I ask her 10, and then the bad feeling, the bad memory is not a 10. According to her first measurement, it's bigger. What do we practice? Bad one. Give me a size. 10. And this was a 6. This is a 10. All right? Good. 10. And the first one, you're like 10. And then this one, you almost hit him. Actually, you're like, give me your hand. So it's like, all right, good. How about you? Show me. Show me 10. Yes. 10. 10. Show me.
Well, I think of my dad, but it's small.
All right, it's okay. You. 8. 9. What's that? The bad one. Yo, fudge. You, how about you? You. 10. 10. All right. I brought something, by the way. I brought something. What happened? Who's laughing now? You know, I was never going to let that pass. All right. Let me see how many intelligent people are here. Exactly. Whose wand is this? Harry Potter, and who said my daughter? Fuck, somebody had to say your daughters. Yeah, it's my daughters. I turned her into a Harry Potter fan. So now she's the favorite again of the family. In Harry Potter, there's one episode, one movie. I believe it's in the fourth or the fifth, where they have when you go into a church, that's the water in the entrance that you put one finger and you do like this. Exactly. How do you call that in English? No, it's only for at the entrance. Yeah, but how do you call that structure? How would you call it? Yeah, like a fountain, but without the water. Yeah, the base, exactly. And in the movie, Dumbledore does this and grabs a cortical pathway, I believe, a thought, that it's like a line of smoke, and then puts it into the base with water, and Harry dives in and sees the memory, which is very cool. Sabrina, each kid has their room, and it's funny because the other day she had a bad dream, a nightmare. She woke me up. So my kid, Ivor, wakes me up at 12 until 1, diapers, Betali, my wife, sleeping sideways with her breasts out. I'm feeding him. Then I turn her. Then the kid over here. Then I put her the pajama on. And then I go out, burp, and then the diapers. So it's 1 hour process. So the kid can go to sleep and eat and all that. So I was like, all right, good. So I have 2 hours, 2 hours and a half, 3 hours to sleep. I do this. Sabrina opens the door. Oh, I had a nightmare. And my wife is like, it's okay. It's not real. When you were measuring right now your bad memory, was it real or not? You measure it. Your ass is still in this room. And still you felt bad, right? Cuando estabas midiendo el recuerdo ese, igualito te sentiste mal. So I was like, Sabrina, come here. Let's go to your bed. So I laid her down, start breathing with her. I told her, close your eyes. What were you dreaming about? A monster. It's like, how was he? He was bald. And, yeah, I get that a lot. But actually, it was more like Mark than me. Nah. So she's like, it's a monster, green, and his bald-headed, ugly feet and stuff. And he was chasing me. It's like, so let's put some hair on him. Remember, she has his eyes closed, but she's crying. Why is she crying? Why is she describing me what she drowned? She's scared? What is she seeing inside of her mind, or maybe hearing while she tells me? Tell me about your bad memory. Don't tell me. You feel bad. Exactly. Because you have it here. Our nervous system, which is part of our unconscious mind, doesn't know the difference. And this is the only thing I want you to remember until now, of what is the past, what is the future. Doesn't know. When you were remembering that thing that you're, I'm fucking awesome, you're the shit, you still were here and you felt good, but you were inside. When you were remembering the bad thing, you still were watching MD, but you were inside and you felt bad. When she was telling me about her nightmare, she's inside. She's reliving it. So I was like, let's put a wig to this monster. She's like, what? Yeah, let's put a wig. What's your favorite color? I know, but tell me. Fuchsia. Right, put a wig to it. All right? Is it a boy or a girl? I said, monster, but it could be a lady. All right, put some lipstick on. So after a while, this ugly monster was like an ugly, I don't know, trans whatever shit. As lipstick, earrings, how do you call this? Yeah, the ones that you put. And then she painted the the fingernails, everything, rings, a dress, and she went with Winter, our dog, shopping. She fell asleep like this. Very cool. So let's do the second exercise before we begin working with you guys. All right? Put your feet on the floor. And take a deep breath through your nose and let it out through your nose again. And close your eyes. That's it. I want you to feel your back against the chair and let gravity do its work. I want you to find that point in which your head can go just a little bit in front of you until you feel completely relaxed while you inhale, and again notice the temperature. And as you exhale, you can notice the difference in the temperature. Let your shoulders relax as you soften your pinky finger of your left hand and your thumb of your right foot. And as you begin to breathe and relax, you can notice that you can begin to soften your right shoulder. And the more gently you breathe, you can relax and soften your left thigh. In your life, you have heard millions of words, and each word in your mind has attached an image, a sound, a sensation, a smell, or a taste. When you hear the word dog, something pops into your mind. And if I say the color red, something red appears. And if I ask you about your favorite perfume or somebody that you like that has that perfume, also pops into mind. Because conscious can begin to fly away in a memory. And numbers are magical because still now you can begin to hear numbers like 3. And as gravity deeper, the number 2, and then number 1, dropping as you can drop a little bit more. Your head or your shoulder, and feel more the chair underneath and behind you. Because 0 gravity is magical for your body. And you can descend even more with -1. Listening to the music in the back, -2. And then -3. And I want you to take that bad image that you gave a number, that you gave a size, and search for it. And one thing that you're going to do, and a very simple thing for an intelligent person like you, is that you're going to put that image quickly in an old black and white TV 6 feet from you or at 2 meters from you, black and white, still photograph. And the more you breathe, the more you notice how this black and white still photograph becomes more blurry. And in a moment, you're gonna shrink this black and white, still blurry picture the size of a quarter. Now, and grab your favorite color and put a border around it of your favorite color and make it blink. Now, hard your color and then total blackness. Your color, total blackness. Color, blackness, color, blackness, color, blackness, color, blackness. And send that color point to the end of what you see inside of you. And for the last time, you're gonna see this image of the size of a grain of rice, 3 feet in front of you or 1 meter, the size of a grain of rice, black and white, blurry, still image. Put the border around it again of your favorite color, make it blink, 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 and now send it behind you. Behind you 10 miles, 18 kilometers behind you, and only see that dot in the distance. Take a deep breath in, and I want you to see that dot in the distance, because what I'm about to ask you, your conscious mind maybe do a stupid remark, and yet I want you to unconsciously do this and notice what happens when you begin to think on purpose. I want you to see that dot behind you way into the distance and smile. Your conscious mind is going to say something stupid, but I want you to smile. And my grandmother taught me that if you don't show teeth, it's not a smile. That's it. Smile. Oh, I want to be miserable. I won't smile. No, I've been practicing feeling the... Look at that point and smile. More teeth. More teeth. Más dientes. There we go. More teeth. No, I'm in Ohio. We don't smile. Fuck it. We smile and feel your feet under the chair. Hear how you breathe. And for the last time, listen to this right now. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and open your eyes. Open your eyes. All right, tell the person beside you, what is your favorite drink? Doesn't have to be alcohol, but just what's your favorite drink? Water. It's okay. It's a drink. It's cool. All right. So, who here is a little bit claustrophobic? A little bit. Yeah. You? All right. How long have you been practicing this? Very simple question. Exactly. So, is it elevators, closed spaces, what?
It's being restricted. Like if somebody grabs me and holds me and I can't breathe or move further.
Okay. So, if I imagine that I write words that are familiar to you. I don't use them. My clients use them so they can describe what the fuck they have. If I say phobia or claustrophobia, right? Who has another phobia? Anxiety. Yeah. You, yes, you. All right. Only this side. So you're cool here. All right. Anxiety. You're like, yeah. A little bit. Yeah. How do you know? Yeah, that you have anxiety. Exactly. You're talking to yourself. How did you talk to you? ¿Te hablaste en español o en inglés? Did you talk to yourself in English or in Spanish right now when you're looking down? In English. Exactly. And you were talking like, yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna say a phrase, and you're gonna say the same phrase in the tone you talk to yourself. Right? I'm in a lovely farm. Exactly. Now say the same phrase with the tonality that you talk to yourself right there. Are you sure? No, right? Remember, practitioners, all your clients lie. Consciously. Unconsciously, never. All right? It was more like, I'm going to funky farm, I'm going to funky farm. All right. Give or take. Yeah? Yeah, but the velocity in which you talk to yourself, it was like that, right? When you're like anxiety. All right, how about depressed? 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 You're like, yeah. She's like, well, you're winning. 3 of 3. All right, good. You practice a lot. All right, how about insomnia? Yeah? Yeah? Insomnia? Yeah? Yeah? Who else? You're like, nah, that's too easy for me. The fuck? Yeah. Yeah. I'm OCD only. All right. About what else do we have? What else do we have? Insomnia, anxiety, depression, exhaustion. All right, good. How about tics, nervous tics? No? Nail biting. Yeah. What else? Nail biting. You know, those kind of behaviors. Hair pulling. I had a what? What's that?
Drawing, coloring.
Well, I'll say you're artistic, but if for you it's a bad thing, then just change it. Say, I'm artistic. I like to improvise my art. Sorry. So I remember the first client I had that they pulled their hair and they came in with a handkerchief, like a rock star, remember, in the 70s, 80s? And she came in the hospital. Poliana told you I work. And I was like, how can I help you? She's like, well, I have, she said it in Spanish. In English, is basically the same fucking thing. She's like, I have triclonos, like, what's that? And she looked at me amazed, like I was supposed to know those names. It's like, you're a doctor. Is that, yeah, but I'm a doctor in another thing. So they told me you help people. Yeah, I think I can help you. So what is it that you do? And she does like this. And I'm 46. 47 next Sunday, 27th of August. And as soon as he did this, I remember my sister's, she's 5 years younger than me, when she got her first strawberry shortcake doll, that her hair was separated like a finger apart. You know, like when you see plantations in a farm. I was like, oh my God, that's fucking ugly. They're like, no, I have a disease. You're like, no, you have stupidity. Why do you do that? It's like, no, it's a compulsion. I was like, no, stupid. What's the difference between what you're doing, smoking, or biting your nails? At that moment, you saw like she went inside and tried to find a clever answer. And she's like, I don't know. Exactly. There are 3 stupid things. But one is a vice. It's like, no, you're dependent of how you know you're going to feel when you're a drug addict. A lot of people never get it. People are not addicts to 90% of the drugs. For example, heroin, we produce opioids naturally. So when you start giving the body heroin, the body says, I have an excess of this shit that I'm doing. So it shuts that production out. Who saw Ray, the movie of Ray Charles? When he went cold turkey, that's ugly shit. I've seen a lot of clients like that. They shit themselves, have shivers and all that because their body is resetting itself to start produce that substance again. But besides 3 or 4 drugs that we know, you're addicted of how you know you're going to feel. Remember that first kiss? That was good with somebody. Not the first kiss. I remember my first kiss. I was like, fuck. She was like 2 years older than me. I was a little bit taller than normal. So we were in a party. It's like, you want to be my girlfriend? I said, yeah, sure. And then she left. I was like, what the fuck? So I called her, can I visit you? Yeah, I'm with my grandmother. So I arrived. Grandmother opened the door. It's like, good afternoon, ma'am. How are you doing? Yeah. Who are you? No, my name is Juan. I study with I'm in the same school of your granddaughter. Are you in the same grade? No, she's two grades higher than me. And why are you here? So I had to lie to protect her. She's going to tutor me, which was not a lie, technically. So at that moment, she's like, all right, good. I'm going to watch soap opera or something. So I remember my friend saying, remember, you have to come with an attitude that you know what you're doing. So I was like, hey, yesterday you didn't kiss me like you were supposed to. We're boyfriend and girlfriend. So she's like, and I remember I stood like this like for 10 seconds after she kissed me. It's like, what happened? Oh, is it something with my breath or no? No. You caught me by surprise. Let's practice again. But the first one was not good. Not at all. Not at all. But when you remember the first one, that's beautiful. That first kiss with that person. Doesn't matter if it's the second, the first kiss with somebody that's really special. And then you have to go home. And you call them, let's meet today or tonight. So now I'm confused. Are you remembering how good that kiss was? Or are you imagining how good is it going to be? Because either way, you're thinking like a drug addict. So you release all this dopamine, anxious. Oh, anxious is a bad word. No? Because now you're anxious of seeing this person and kissing her again, holding her. So what is it that we practice? It's a good question. So when you have all these names, right? She's like, Triclota, I pull my hair. I was like, good. What do you mean good? Well, do you think it's stupid? And she's like, no, I've been in therapy for 8 years for this. I'm like, that's a lot of practicing. I got one depressed. Well, I got 1,000 depressed. But I got one that was masterful. She lived in Venezuela, and at 7 years old, she went to France. She spent 1 year in France, in Paris, and then she returned. And for her, that second grade that she did there was the best year of her life. So each day, she began the day remembering how cool was that year. And she was like 23 or 24. She didn't want to study anymore. She didn't want to do nothing. And I asked her, so why are you looking at life through the rear mirror? Yeah, I don't understand you. If you think about any person that's depressed, or even you when you were depressed, you were not looking at the windshield in your car. You're looking at the rear mirror of this one, of this one, of this one, or maybe the back camera backing up. So everything that we do when we go inside, we practice. Who had insomnia? You told me insomnia? Come here for a second, please. All right, I'm gonna need your help. Mark, please. Yeah, sit down, sit down. Sit down for a spell. All right. What's your name?
Tracy.
Tracy. All right. This side, this ear. All right. Velocity of your speed of voice. This is 10%. Today, I am going to. All right. Good. Say it. Say it. Tomorrow, whatever.
Today I'm going
To have fun in the masterclass.
to have fun in the classroom.
All right. Good. Go 100%.
Today I'm going to have fun in the classroom.
All right. Good. So, Tracy, you know how we go to sleep when we're infants? When we are born, we don't know a fucking language. So we fall asleep unless you're really tired, like this. You lay down, and suddenly, in 3 minutes, you begin to release all your muscles. Let gravity do its work. And right now, every one of you are using only 70% of your lungs. When you concentrate, oh, by the way, measure your bad memory. Measure it and give me the number. The one that we practice? All right. Is it the same or different? It's the same. How about you? It's the same. How about you?
Oh, you mean after we practice?
After we practice.
Oh, I think it's better now.
Yeah, give me a number and a size.
4?
It was before?
It was 10 before, now 4?
All right. How about you? Before and after? Show me.
10 before, but 3 now.
All right. How about you?
It's the same.
It's the same? So good. How about you?
I'd say it's 7.
It was before, like this, and now how is it?
Like this, I can-
All right, good. How about you, man?
Mine was like a 10, now it's like a 6.
All right. How about you?
Not much the same.
Yeah, but how much? How was it before?
Just like this, maybe an 8.
Okay, perfect. How about you? In it before? In now? All right, good. How about you?
I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. How about you?
Mine was small because it made me feel really small.
Yeah.
And then it's completely different. It just expanded like huge in a good way.
All right, good. How about you?
It was 8, now it's 7.
All right, how about you?
10, 4.
Yeah, how about you?
10, 6. 10.
Good. Because when you have a back condition, right? Where does psychiatry come from? You have to do what before you become a psychiatrist? You have to go to medical school. So if you have a symptom, you look for the source. That's how science works. So the pain is a messenger of the real disease, right? So I use one protocol of induction in how many people? 20? 17? All right. And how many people are the same? Because, or you're the same or you're different. How many people are the same? Exactly. The same. You?
The same?
Yeah. Or it's different.
Different.
All right. For better.
For better.
All right.
Yes.
Thank God. All right. Believe you. All right. So now, if this was a psychology or psychiatrist or therapy club or school or seminar, they'll say, you two need to let go. You need to learn how to vibrate, which gives me weird pictures, right? You need to heal your interior child or rebirth, or maybe after we do the exercise, they are what they are, individuals. So you and you are going to work with them in a moment, and you're going to do another hypnotic induction, another change of some modalities, and then you're going to measure it. Because that is how the world works, really. You're not different. We are all different. So I use an induction, which close your eye, and then I did a protocol. So you can erase a memory. It feels different. Even though you know it happened, it feels different for the good. Remember when you burned your hand with the red stove How many times did you do it again on purpose? Never. Because the second purpose of our unconscious mind, which was the first one? Save energy. The second one is to protect ourselves. Excuse me. When I did this, she blinked. Why? Because her unconscious mind is designed to protect us, her and ours individually. Right? If we only have a conscious mind, she's like, the fuck is he moving his hand so fast? What is that? A ring of what? A chicken claw or a dragon claw? So our brain is designed to protect us. I've done this exercise a million times, and if Faith and I don't know, we meet each other again, I'm going to ask you, remember the first exercise that we did of the bad memory, and outside of you two, because they're going to ask you, right? You're going to say, oh, fuck, I forgot about that. For how many years did you practice remembering that? Because this is the cool thing about what I do. Did I ask you what the fuck what that was? No. We work in a context. It was a what? A what? A bad memory. Bad memory. We can also enhance good memories, make it bigger, brighter. Step inside, put the sounds louder. What happens? Just do it with a good memory. Make it bigger. Jump in. Make it bigger than life, crispier. Put the volume up. More. 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 Exactly. So you feel miserable now? No, exactly. So it feels better. So something that you remembered before, and it was a what? A 9? The good one.
The good one. Yes.
Exactly. Now it feels like what?
Yeah, that's about a 15.
Exactly. So even though you know it happened, this is a neurological trait. This is not about digging into your past. It's about setting a new aim towards where you want to go. For you, where you want to go. I have to talk in reverse gestures for them. Left, right, past, future. For you, your future. For you, your future. Future. All right, good. So if I ask you, oh, the children. So they begin to breathe a little bit more. So they start using 90% of?
The lung capacity.
Exactly. And when do you all do that? Naturally.
Or asleep.
No, when you concentrate on doing something. Because when you breathe, all the things that are in the air, only the oxygen goes through your lungs into the alveolus. Alveola, which is like a, I don't know, like a drop, empty drop. And then through osmosis, the oxygen goes into the bloodstream, specifically into the specifically into the iron cells. That's why you ladies, when you bleed a little bit more than usual when you have your period, you feel because you don't have enough oxygen in your body. Simple. So when you concentrate, you need to focus more with this, maybe with this, with this, with this. So focus equals more oxygen, equals deeper breath, and hypnosis is the same as concentration. So you concentrate more. Very simple. So you begin to breathe a little bit more, and then you fall asleep. Beautiful. The shit happens is when you learn your first language. Because we think when we went to the beach, to your birthday, we think with, our unconscious mind thinks with images that could be big, small, close to you, far away, crisp, blurry, right? Sounds that has volume, location, etc., kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory. That's how our unconscious mind thinks. And you talk to yourself. When you talk to yourself and you're happy, how do you talk to yourself? Oh my God, I'm so happy. You hear yourself talking like that? No, you have a different tone. And when you're worried, you have a totally different tone. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. So when you don't have nothing, you just go to sleep, put your body in the bed, and then search for that position that you like to sleep. All right? And then eventually you begin to let go of your muscles, and something beautiful happens. All the images that you're watching in your mind begin to fade away. You see them, but they begin to fade away. And everything that you tell yourself, doesn't matter what it is. Tomorrow, I'm going to have open heart surgery. And then before, I have to go to the cleaners. And that's how you fall asleep, naturally. So everybody in this planet has had a night in which you couldn't sleep. It doesn't matter for a good thing or a bad thing. Before going into a trip, marrying, something exciting, or a bad thing. That's a test, whatever. So you tried to sleep. Let's remember the good stuff. It doesn't matter. Trip, whatever. Give me one that you were so excited you couldn't sleep.
Oh, going on a trip.
All right, good. So you were thinking like this. I'm happy. And the images in your mind were like this. I'm gonna see, I'm gonna go, the airplane. Or it was something like this. So tomorrow I have to go into the... And the images in your mind were like this. And that was one. So imagine you started this shit 21 days or 1 month before the trip. And then the other day, and then the other day, and then you talk to yourself like this, and the images, and suddenly you're like, oh my God, it's time to go to sleep 2 or 3 weeks after. What did you master? Oh, I declare you insomniac. I declare you insomniac. Because you practice a strategy that's the complete opposite on how the fuck we sleep. It's very simple. When you go to sleep, your images begin to fade into the distance. And everything that you tell you, you're gonna say it loud, slow. So imagine, close your eyes 1 second, and see yourself. You're standing in the door of your bedroom, and you're watch yourself when you want to go to sleep. Are you watching yourself with your eyes open or closed?
Close.
All right. And think about the images that you're seeing inside of your mind when you wanted to sleep until yesterday. How fast were they going? Show me with your hands. Okay, good. And repeat this phrase. I am a cheerleader until I die.
I am a cheerleader until I die.
All right, now use that same tone in which you're talking to yourself laying down on bed with that phrase.
Oh, when I'm trying to go to sleep?
Yeah, trying implies you fucked up. You never do. Yesterday I tried to kiss a woman in a hotel. What images did you see? Did I succeed? No, right? Yesterday, I left my keys inside the van and I tried to open it with a coat hanger. What is the image that you have of me? I didn't succeed. Exactly. Trying implies that you have 2 images, and normally one is where you fuck up. So if you're a parent, don't stop saying that shit to your kids. You tried. No, try. Don't use that mediocre word. Do it. That's when I'm a Nike guy. Nike. Just do it. Even if they fail, you put in the image of what they want them to do. You do it like this, and and then they'll succeed. All right, so say the words. I'm a cheerleader until I die. With the velocity that you're using.
I'm a cheerleader until I die. I'm a cheerleader until I die.
I'm a cheerleader until I die. So you have two evil twins beside you, and who the fuck goes to sleep like that? Exactly. So everybody has been depressed eventually. How about when you're mourning? Yeah, thank you very much. You did beautifully. Hey, she had done nothing. She has showed you how she mastered the art of not going to sleep. But we're going to fix that. All right, good. So everybody has lost somebody. Yeah? Everybody has lost somebody. Last year, my father went. I was here, and he went. I couldn't leave because I'm doing my visa like it's supposed to. I'm not jumping a fucking river, paying taxes and all that shit. And he had a stroke in his head. So they sent him to the clinic, and one of my cousins is a doctor, so he's the lead doctor with other four neurosurgeons and all that. So he had a second stroke in the second day. Sorry. And my mother calls me. He's like, hey, your dad is gone. I mean, he's brain dead. So we're going to start the protocols so we can start taking the machines off, because you need to do that, because a lot of people that nobody knows about, even though they were brain dead, when they start unhooking them, all of a sudden they reacted. So now it's you take one thing out, And I remember that before they made the decision, they needed my approval too, even though it was by phone. So I called my cousin. He was with all the doctors. And he's like, yeah, my uncle's gone. So what do you say? Well, I'm going to say what his partner said, my mother. He's my father, but she's been his partner for 51 years. I don't have a say in that. Really. It's his partner. So my mother said yes, I'm going to say yes. And suddenly a motherfucker with a coat says, do you have an email? Is like, yeah, I have 3. All right, because I want you to send you the CAT scans of your father's brain. And I swear on my last kid that I have right now that I didn't think about this. I was like, I don't need those pictures. I have cool ones in the Red Square with him in Russia. I have other ones in the beach, other ones in Prague and stuff. No, but you need to see how his brain is. I don't need to see shit. If you insist, I'm going to lose my visa. I'm going to search for you, kick your ass. And I said to my cousin, hey, you got the green light for me, gentlemen, thank you very much. And 3 months later, I'm doing a seminar, and I'm telling this, and it hit me. When I have clients that have grief that come for me because grief, one of the remember when I say people give cool names to things, to sell things? Yeah, self-sabotage. You're self-sabotaging. Have you heard that? Yeah, the inner child. You have heard it. Yeah, they're cool names. They sell treatments, seminars, whatever. And I was saying that because I remember I was in the book section in Barnes and Nobles, and I start looking at the self-help books, and there was like 7 books, the 8 steps of grief, and then beside it, 4 steps of grief, and then the grief process in 7. And I was like, everybody has a fucking theory about this. So when I had a client and his husband died, her husband died, I remember that she was crying. I was like, close your eyes 1 second. So I put her in a trance chair, and I tell her, give me the 4 images that you're seeing each time. I know there are more, but give me the memories that you're seeing once again. How many times have you turned on the radio in the morning, you hear a phrase of a song, and you're all the fucking day, the same thing, like a loop, you're peeing, and that's something that goes on, goes on, goes on. So imagine somebody from you dies, and then you could extract the memory, the image, or like the Harry Potter photographs that they move, and you put it in a TV. So you have the image of the ambulance transporting her husband to she receiving him like this into the hospital. Then the other one like this in bed. And then other one when they tell him he's gone. And then other one when she is identifying him in the morgue. And then other one when he's in the casket and everybody's saying goodbye. And then the other one when they put the casket down and you put in dirt. So imagine you enter into your house and that is all the shit that you're seeing. How do you feel? Exactly. You're not feeling fucking happy because we're talking about the same person. So one day you see the TVs. Second day you see the TVs. Third day, da 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 da. So when does it end? Until the process, until you let go, or until you start changing the fucking pictures that you have of that loved one. Who has grief recently? Good. Good because we're going to practice something. So you work with them. Yeah. Shrink them, slow, put them in the back, and then 5 things that they associate with dissociated that they taught. So each time they repeat it, that person lives in them. Okay, good. So the thing is that even a science so beautiful as psychology and psychiatry that I pick a lot of them, you're still searching for the cause. Everybody knows the cause of their problem. You went to the river, you couldn't swim again, you couldn't even take a bath. You know the cause. You know the cause of your problem. ¿Sabes cuál es el problema que tienes tú? ¿Sabes el origen que tienes? La respuesta es binaria, ¿sí o no? ¿Sí o no? Ok, perfecto. All right. ¿Tu inglés está bien? All right. So you're going to work with her. You. Yeah. Deep fractionation, and then double dissociate it to see that, and then what she learned, and then bring her with that future pace, with the learnings. So in my world and their world, it doesn't matter what you do. If you keep remembering those pictures and images that I know that happened, your state is going to be negative. Do you imagine your house with those images? Clearly, you don't want that shit. You want vacations, you want crazy shit that went on, you want those things that nothing were planned and yet you had fun. Those are the things. And each time, things that person taught you, so each time you do it, actually that person lives inside of you. That's my concept of eternity, immortality. Each time you do that, that person is inside you until you die, or you pass it along. So it keeps on and on and on and on and on. So if you go into your house and see those images, let me tell you something. It's a secret. You don't live in your house. You live here. And this seminar is about you designing the interior of where the fuck you live, which is in here. That's the whole point of this seminar. It's not about positive thinking. It's not positive thinking. It's about noticing that you have been mastering a way of thinking. Second thing that unconscious does, the first one, save energy. So you create a what? A cortical pathway that runs automatically. Your brain, listen to this, doesn't give a shit if it's you remembering somebody that died or driving. For the brain is a cortical pathway. And the beauty about our job, if we can change a cortical pathway with simple exercise. And the word hypnosis means concentration. A lot of people are you going to hypnotize me? Well, actually, I'm going to dehypnotize you because you're hypnotized all the time. You're in the elevator with your phone, it opens the door, you go out, oh fuck, it's not my door. You're hypnotized everywhere. You're concentrated. You're watching a concert, 1,000 animals jumping around you, and suddenly Slash starts with a solo, and you're only focused. Almost your 5 senses, you can even smell the guitar, are there. You're there. You're unaware of your environment. So, let me write. Insomnia, I'll do it for the last trance. All right? So we got morning. You two? With who? With you. All right? Take control in a second. All right? You have all the space. All right? So we have anxiety. Who has anxiety? All right, you. Yeah, I know. Once you finish with her, you're going to, work with her. All right? Go back to the first time she remembers. 3 resources, anchor it, and then watch herself perform with those 3 resources and then to the future. All right? You got it, right? Good. All right, good. All right. Imagine any pathology. She works with horses. I talk her language. You. Dime, algo que te gustaría cambiar a una patología, que le dicen patología. Oh, fuck. What do you speak? What? Greek. Oh, Malacas. He's Malacas. Malacas. You see, only the good words. Yeah? What is it that you want to change? Or you want to be better at? But choose one. We begin with one. Worrying. Good. Who wants her? Good. You got it, Alicia. Dissociated. Make her laugh at herself, and then 3 resources. All right. You. Oh, you, the memory. All right. First of all, you're going to erase the memory with you. And then what other thing? Think of pathologies. You bite your nails? All right. Swish pattern. Stay with her. And changing 4. But you have to anchor. You have to make sure that she's almost here. And then you anchor her. And then when you say swish, you, all right? Don't worry. You're not going to say too much thank you because you're going to pay more on your paint job. All right, how about you? Procrastination. You. All right, good. Dissociated. Time distortion, make her look at procrastination in slow motion for 6 months. All right. How about you, ma'am? Oh, yeah, I got you. You? Oh, I'm going to work with you. All right. How about you?
Ruminating.
What's that?
Thinking about, overthinking, thinking about the same thing.
All right. Who's free?
Well, you told me to work with her, but.
Yeah, but she's going to work with her first. So she's going to work morning.
She's free.
All right. You're free now. All right. So she's going to have this with you.
So what was your thing again?
Not being able to stop thinking about.
Exactly. And then future pace, things that are worth with actions. So it's not only no, like start and then doing, dissociated. How about you? Choose one.
Procrastination, weight loss,
Oh, weight loss. Good. All right, good. Tomorrow there's something here. All right. Procrastination. Who has procrastination? All right. And who's working procrastination? All right. Take both. And you?
I think mine is just worry.
Worrying. Gonna start with Mark. All right. I want to see tears. of laughter, dissociated. All right? And then we put something towards where to go. All right? So the practitioner, stand up, please. All right? And take control.